Not much you can say at this point. I'm giving you knowledge because you're coming in on, this complaint. And I was like, well, I got video. I was there Wednesday before the officers came. Everything's fine.
Okay. No, that's, like I said,
So my question to you now is, now that I've told you who the suspect is, because my dad had he had a physical 2 weeks before that, then the coroner's office is saying, your dad had heart problems, and my dad's doctor, who I've spoken with, said your dad had no history of heart ailment.
Well, if the coroner says that, and I know nothing other than what you have told me, and I don't know what the file is like in Stoney, if they say that there was nothing suspicious, for me, just listening to you, I'd say there was nothing suspicious. I mean, you have every right to proceed ahead on your own, with your own investigation and your own autopsy. But, like I said, and that's with regards to your dad's death, but with regards to your sisters, or the alleged rape, I would definitely report it to the police and say that, and what exactly happened, do you know?
Well, my sister used to go, she was living with an aunt of hers at the time. This was, good Lord, must have been about, 10, 15 years ago, somewhere around there. She was about 16 at the time. I think she was, 15 or 16. And she used to stay with an aunt, and the aunt, when they used to go out of town, they used to take her to St. Albert to stay with my uncle and, my cousins.
So, your aunt is, Kenny's wife?
No, that's his ex-wife, Sharon Henry. I forget I don't know what her maiden name is, but they're divorced.
Okay.
Right? The aunt I'm speaking with is Seika Pardee.
How do you spell that?
Seika. And Pardee is the last name, Pardee. And the husband's name is Peter Pardee.
And so, this was your aunt's house in St. Albert?
Pardon?
Sika?
Yeah, Seika. That was another aunt.
Okay.
She was married to my uncle's brother, and then they divorced. So my sister ended up staying with her. They used to live by Storyland Valley Zoo.
So it was your Uncle Kenyus who...
Raped my sister.
What did he do?
He raped her.
Yeah.
And we figure what he did was because he had a history of having sex with there's other people whose they're sisters, like sisters of sisters, and he used to go brag about it. So what I figured is that he was drugging these women and then having sex with them.
What's your sister's name?
Denise Henry. She lives in Vancouver.
And this happened years ago?
Yeah, she was 15, 16 at the time.
And how old is she now?
Let's see. She should be about 36. So what happened was the allegation was that my dad did it, and I said, Dad didn't do that.
Okay.
And so what ended up happening is then with my dad dying, I said, hold on. I said, Kenya did it because he used to stay over at the house in St. Albert. I said, okay, so he probably did something and drugged her.
How did you find out about it? Did she tell you?
Well, I called her because I live in Georgia, so I called her when I heard that my parents were being investigated, and then it came up that there was nothing found. And then I said, okay, there was a flyer left at my dad's job. He worked at the West End Hotel for 25 years. And there was a flyer accusing him of raping my sister and raping my brother. I said he never did none of that. But the thing was, when my other sister, Vicky Taye, she is in Trinidad as far as I know. She left and went to Trinidad. She was upset and she emailed me the flyer. So when I got the flyer, because I was staying at the house in St. Albert, I showed that to my Uncle Kenyu and I said, look, this is what Martin put up at the Westin Hotel. Martin McKiernan is my sister Vicky's ex-husband. Now he's been confirmed as an agent for CSIS. Oh, by my brother.
How?
My brother told me.
Okay.
My brother's name is Kenneth Henry.
Does he work with CONSTABLE?
I don't know. I saw some flyers that he might be a dragoon for all I know.
Okay. So, which St. Albert house did this happen at?
Pardon?
Which St. Albert house did this happen at?
That's the same one that my uncle's in right now.
Okay. And how many times did this happen to your sister?
Well, as far as we know, it was the one. As far as I know, he did it. Now, as far as times, I don't know. But what made sense to me is the fact that he must have threatened her not to say anything, right? Because when my sister got married to Martin McKiernan, right, I didn't come up for the wedding. I was in the States, so I couldn't make the wedding. I had other engagements. So my sister was there, and she was dancing with my dad. And my sister was not a touchy-feely person. You couldn't just, like, hug her. She wasn't like that. So that's how we know that he must have did something. Talking about my uncle. Because when the flyer came out accusing my dad of rape, my uncle did not come to his aid. And then I said, you know what, that's suspicious. Somebody accuses your family member of something you know they didn't do and you don't say anything, you stay quiet? I said, oh, that means that you are the one that did it. That's why he didn't say anything.
Okay. What's your sister's phone number?
Which one?
Denise.
Well, I don't know her phone number. If you contact Sika Pardee, they know how to get in touch with her. Because when my dad was in the hospital, I couldn't reach her directly.
What's Sika's phone number?
I'd have to go online and find that and send that to you, because that's how I found it.
Oh. Online, like you mean Facebook or?
There's Yellow Pages, the online Yellow Pages.
Okay.
And that's how I found. I never wrote the number down, but what happened was when we went to the hospital the following day, they thought that my youngest sister was Denise, and she said, no, I'm the younger one. So that's how we knew that my sister got the message, and she called, and she heard my dad was in the hospital. And then Martin McKiernan sent an email, right, saying he had nothing to do with the flyer and all this stuff, and then he was saying that Denise, all of a sudden he brought my sister into it, and so saying that he had nothing to do with the allegations against my dad. So that told me right there that she never said that, so my sister probably cussed him out, so now he's trying to get his hands out of all the problems he's caused.
Okay. Well, what I'll do is, I'll try to find Sika's phone number.
Yeah.
Contact her.
Yep.
To get Denise's phone number.
Yes.
And if and when I get in touch with her,
Yes.
if she wishes to file a complaint,
Yes.
I would strongly advise her to. I
Yep.
cannot force her to.
Yeah, I know you can't. I'm like,
But
it's up to her.
That's what I'll do right now.
Yeah.
I don't know whether she still wants to pursue it.
I don't know. I don't know.
So, and you don't talk to her or through email or anything like that?
Nope. She won't talk. When I spoke with her in Georgia, she hung the phone up on me. Then I tried to call back and I got her answer machine. Then when I emailed her, I was able to email her. This was what, 2005?
Do you still have her email address?
It's d_travel@hotmail.com.
TRAVES?
No, D as in D as in Dwight, E as in Edward, E as in Edward, _travel, the word travel,
Okay.
at hotmail.com.
Is that still valid?
I'm sure it is, because when I send emails, it blocks me.
Oh. Well, I'll try. And I'll email her.
Uh-huh.
And like I said, if she chooses to respond to me, then, I'll advise her to report to the police. Because, it doesn't matter how long ago it happened.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, it all depends, and, my sister, she's not dealing with a full deck either, so you might have a very interesting conversation.
Right.
But the thing is, I know that's on her. I know that he did it, but I know she's the one that has to initiate that.
Well, did you see it happen, or how do you know for sure that it happened?
Because I have a cousin in Trinidad, and she's not been. It's like when I brought that subject up, as you know, just as you asked me, and I brought that subject up. I wrote my cousin and I wrote my aunt in Trinidad and said, you know what? This is why my cousin Marlene is acting all crazy.